Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome to my review for Black and Blue. Why? Because the nearest show time of Jojo Rabbit and or The Lighthouse was about 6 hours north of me, which meant that I would have to travel on one of the most dangerous highways in America just to see a 2-hour movie. I think I would rather travel on the Fury Road with this guy. But in all seriousness, this movie was directed by Deon Taylor, the director of such cinematic classics as Meet the Blacks and The Intruder. And it tells the story of a rookie cop played by Naomie Harris who captures footage of corrupt cops burying evidence of a drug deal gone bad. So she has to get the footage taken on her body cam from point A to point B while staving off said corrupt cops and requisite drug dealers. Black and Blue was produced by Screen Gems. In the words of Chris Stuckman, Screen Gems makes conveyor belt movies. They usually rotate out the same actors on pretty predictable premises with very small budgets. But I still went to see this movie because I try to see as many new movies as I can. And was this movie any good? It's a bit of a mixed bag. My favorite part of the entire movie was Tyrese. Tyrese is my boy. He is my main man. And despite the fact that he is primarily known for coining the fantastic movie quote, El Ejectocito Cuz, and this just went from Mission Impossible to Mission in Frickin' Sanity, he gives a surprisingly nuanced performance in this movie. Now, I'm not saying that he's like Daniel Day-Lewis or anything. This is nuanced in terms of Tyrese. And I wanted to know more about him. I also really wanted to know more about Mike Colter, or his character. When he shows up, I'm like, I want to know more about you. As far as criticisms go, I think the biggest criticism that I've been able to find about this movie is that it resembles Training Day a little too much. Now, I have not seen Training Day, so I can't really compare the two. However, when I first sat down to watch this movie and it started going, I was thinking to myself, this movie reminded me a lot of 16 Blocks. 16 Blocks was a movie from the mid-2000s, and it was directed by Richard Donner. He directed this, and he also directed this. And he also directed 16 Blocks. Nobody saw it. Critics were kind of indifferent to it, but for some reason, I have seen the movie about 100 times. It's about Bruce Willis accompanying Mos Def, who holds a key piece of evidence against a series of corrupt cops and possibly drug dealers, and they have to go from point A to point B while staving off said corrupt cops. What I'm trying to get at is this. Black and Blue's premise has been done about 1,000 times, and it more than likely will be done 1,000 times again. That means that I thought this movie was very predictable. Like, I'm not a script writing genius, but about 15 minutes in, I figured out, roughly speaking, what was going to happen. But I also felt like the movie just kind of came off as half-baked. It wanted to have social commentary about the relationship or the tension between the police and the black community, and it was effective in some senses, but at the same time it also wanted to be a movie about a turf war between corrupt cops and the drug dealers and their working together. And in either case, I wanted to know more about it. The movie should have just picked one side and gone with that. Instead, it tried to go both, and they both just fell flat. In the end, Black and Blue was pretty forgettable. I don't think that this is a bad movie per se. There were some good parts in it, like Tyrese and Mike Colter. Naomie Harris was there, and Frank Grillo was also kind of there. But I wanted to know more about these characters. I wanted to know more about their motivations, and I don't think this movie gave it to me. I think they tried to cram about 3 hours worth of material into about an hour 45, and it really didn't work. I would have loved if they had made this movie like an HBO miniseries or a series on Netflix. I think that would have been far more effective. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much as always for watching. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.